What's going on, everybody? Those who are coming to view this video, I was going to share a part of my life. um, Basically, what the title was called, basically, kind of combine two stories into one. So, this part of my life, I'm going to go back to other parts too to explain how I know these people. My name is Natasha Simone Stuman. I live in Toledo, Ohio. I'm currently 34 years old. I'll be 35 September 2nd. So I was in hair school back in 2009 till 2010. I met this girl, and she don't even really matter about this story, but basically trying to build up to how I know these other people. I met this girl who was supposed to be my cousin or whatever. I was in class, and they was asking some questions about. I asked a question, my bad, about my mom, and that's gonna be a whole other story because I don't even like to call her my mom. Um, but I'm trying to just give an explanation of this what I'm breaking down to you. The hair school I went to, my mom used to go to, whatever, and I asked, did they remember her or know her or whatever, and I mentioned her last name was Everett. So this girl was like, Everett. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, my people's Everett's or whatever, we cousins or whatever. So it's like we kind of fell in love with each other and whatnot, and we all, every time we come to school, be like, cousin. We start going out to the clubs and stuff, whatever and whatnot. But anyway, she a whole other story. But me getting cool with her, I started meeting her people, and two people specifically was Nashe and Kashay Johnston, twins. So me and my cousin fell out or whatever, um, and I still maintain being friends with the people she introduced me to. I don't remember why, and I don't remember how, but I didn't have an issue with them, and apparently they was having some issues with her too, whatever. And I'm not big on ganging up on nobody, nothing like that. But I did remain in friendship. So throughout my friendship with these twins, everything was cool. We smoked a lot every time we linked up. We had a couple of drinks every time we linked up or whatever. Talk shit when we linked up or whatever. I did Nashe's hair a lot for free or for the Lolo. One time she had a birthday. They had a birthday, and I went out with them. And I let her wear. Cause she's like, I ain't got nothing to wear, and da da da. So I did her hair, and I brought her an outfit, a dress of mine, some heels of mine, some earrings, a necklace of mine. Have her looking nice for her birthday or whatnot. And I wish I could show you these pictures or whatever, but I went ahead and got rid of them. I don't like to keep stuff from people of my past, especially if I don't deal with them no more. It's bad. I don't like to keep bad energy around me. So I got rid of all of the stuff or whatnot. But it could possibly be some old phones of mine that I broke. I've been angry, very angry in my past. I broke up a fight between her and her sister, whatever. It was like I was pretty much there for her a lot. So, she was telling me about how she was working at Honey Bake, her and her sister, or whatever, and I needed a job. I was trying to figure things out. Because my mom never really taught me a thing. She's a cosmetologist or whatever. She taught me how to do a braid, and I just pretty much took off from there. But I ended up working at Honey Bake with them, and it was seasonal. So I was like ear hustling, pretty much trying to learn a way of living and getting out of the house with my mom because that was a stressful environment. But anyway, real cool, real good to this girl. So I moved into the Covenant House. It's a low income place or whatever where your rent starts off at $25 or whatever, and if you get a job or whatever, they bump your rent up. So while at Honey Bake or whatever, my rent is fluctuating or whatever, and I also ear hustle. Not even ear hustle. She was talking to me or something like that or whatever. But I ended up moving to the Covenant House after she moved in or whatnot. So we was a lot closer. It was either I was running upstairs or she was coming downstairs to holler at me or whatever. I've been in their apartment a lot of times or whatever, and then like I said, I moved into their stuff or whatnot. They started visiting me and seeing how I live. Her apartment didn't have anything in it. Uh, she eventually started getting stuff that was passed down. You know, she was dealing with a dude named Jay West, and I was basically telling her like I'm older than her. I was telling her like she should go back to school and get her diploma, her high school diploma and her GED. And she was like, "Oh no, I don't want to leave Jay West or whatever." And da da da. I'm looking like, dude, you'll go to high school. You'll go to school. I went to Cleveland Job Corps. That's where I finished school at. And I told her to go do that stuff or whatever because she was coming to the age where she wasn't able to obtain a diploma no more. So you go there, you stay on the campus. They pay you. They give you shit. What is that? Damn. Oh my gosh, they give you allowances every week. Um, and when you're done, they give you $2,000. They give you the trade, you get your high school diploma, and you can get your GED. I have my high school diploma and my GED. Got my GED first. My trade was office and administration. And when you finish office and administration, you go to the next point. They'll send you to a different location. I went to St. Paul, Minnesota, and I also got transportation and communication under my belt. On top of hair school, some other stuff too. But anyway, she was like, "Oh, I don't want to leave him," and pretty much stupid or whatever. Not trying to better her life, nothing like that. So while I was living in the Covenant house with her or whatever, not with her, different apartments, of course. I was getting tired of her, coming to my apartment and it was always something. She done came to me with her face toe up because Jay West done whipped her ass. She done came to me asking me, can we basically eat together ish, like she gonna make this and I make that or whatever. And I'm looking like, why the fuck? Excuse me, YouTube, if I'm saying some stuff that I'm not supposed to be saying. But why would I be? I'm only one single person down here, and you got a whole man upstairs or whatever. Why is we sharing meals or whatever? I don't know what she was on, but anyway, I never did it. But anyway, like I said, I started getting tired of her, and I cut her off, telling her that she's not doing anything with her life. She don't want to do anything with her life or whatever. So I can't take part of it no more. Pretty much, our what's that? Our trial has run its course or whatever. Anyway, a boyfriend of mine that I have been on and off with over 11 years. It's been gaps, the big gaps. I had a lot of lessons to learn before I came up out of this cycle. Justin Vaishon Davenport. He moved in with me about a week after I moved in. He's a liar. He's a cheater. Let's go back. I was working at Honey Bake. I worked at Honey Bake while I was there. I worked at Save Lot while I was there in the Covenant House, and I also worked at FedEx. And then I got pregnant. So, I was getting pissed off at Justin, getting tired of Justin. Telling him like, we getting grown or whatever. I'm basically about to get this apartment, and I don't want to be on the stuff that we've been on before, which is fighting and the cheating, the lying or whatever. Because I did my dirt too after I was getting done wrong. I ended up stabbing him while I was there, and he didn't press charges on me. Thank you. I appreciate that because you was wrong. They don't give me the right to do what I did, but yeah. Anyway, after cutting her off, she became friends with somebody else who was in the building, who was on the same floor as her, but on the opposite side of the building or whatever. I continued to do me or whatever. I remember I was making a song. You can find it on SoundCloud. It's called In the Sheets. But anyway, I was making a song or whatever, and I was going to go to record it. I remember this day specifically. I was pregnant, and it was two elevators. I got off, and there was a crowd going up. And when I was walking past the elevator, somebody yelled out, "That bitch ugly as fuck." And you know when something is directed to you. Anyway, I kept it moving or whatever. Um, I can't remember how much longer later, but it was this girl named Bobby Christina or whatever for Bobby or some shit. Anyway, I don't know if that. Of course, I got to be a fake name or something. But anyway, I was cool with her. She was like, "Tashi, you remember that day when some girl yelled out, 'You ugly as fuck,' da da da?" She was like, "Do you know if that was to you or not?" I'm like, "No, I don't know, and I really don't care." She was like, "Oh well, I asked her when we was on the elevator. She said it was to you." I'm like, "Okay, bet. I really don't care, But at the same time, it's like, damn, I hate when people mess with you for no reason. Um, I was finna say, but I'm trying to watch my words. I'm on YouTube. But anyway, I hate when people mess with you for no reason, especially when it's black women. What y'all attacking each other for, like, for what? But anyway, my son's father, his name is Marvin Alexander, Marvin Andre Alexander, and I'm 34, so he like 47 to 48 now. She and Nashe, she is like, I know she younger than me. She probably like 30 now, cause I'm 34. She got like 30, 31. But anyway, like I said, she didn't go get her high school diploma or a GED. Anyway, she started kicking it with this girl, and that girl yelled that out or whatever, and then the girl that I was cool with let me know that she was talking about me. So, wasn't really worried about it. I'm kind of jumping around, my bad. So, I met Marvin in the building. When I moved in February, I learned later down the line after I started talking to him that he moved in March. And when I first seen him, something said to me, he a handsome guy, but you don't want to meet him. You don't want to know him. You don't want to get to know him and like that. So of course I kept it moving or whatever, and I'm not the type of female to approach a guy like, "Oh, I like you," da da da. I feel like a man is supposed to approach a woman, and what they say, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing or whatever, and pretty much the stories of God and Adam and Eve or whatever, and how even though Eve was just put there for him or whatever as help, still I don't feel like it's the thing for a woman to approach a man. Oh no, I want to be with you, whatever, or I like you, whatever. It's cool, but anyway, I got to know him more while I was working at Honey Bake. So I had a Buick LeSabre, and my car ended up breaking down, and I was going to Honey Bake to go get my check, and I was on the bus. My car had broke down in a parking lot near the job or whatever, and I left it there for a couple of days so I couldn't move it. But he was on the bus too. And that's when I learned that he was working at Honey Bake too. But I was working at Honey Bake before him, at least this season or whatever. I had been there for 4 years, seasonally or whatnot. But after I got my check, I went back to my car, or I went to my car. I had passed my car up at first because I was going to my check. So I got my check and I walked back to my car, and I got to my car, I'm trying to figure things out or whatnot. And then he walking back trying to go to the bus stop, and he starts to walk past me. And he asked me, could he help me? I'm looking like, yeah, if you can help me out and get my car started, heck yeah. So he was like, oh man, I forgot my weed, blah. I'm looking like, I brought some, of course I'm going through a whole breakdown. I don't know what I'm finna deal with. So hell yeah, I want to smoke. But anyway, we both realized that we're not finna get the car started or whatever. We sit in the car and we get to smoking. Immediately, mind you, like I said, he about a good 10 plus years over me. And no more than 15. Not 15, but up there. But anyway, immediately he's talking about some fight, business, whatever, some crap I didn't want to hear about, or nothing like that, just bad energy. The time, it was like a Saturday or something like that. The time for the bus to come back around was approaching or whatever. We walked back to the bus stop or whatnot, and I already got it in my mind like I don't really want to deal with this dude, but I'm playing cool, playing nice or whatnot. We get back to the building we lived at or whatever, and I wanted to order some Chinese, and he was down or whatever, and we exchanged numbers. He gave me his number. I didn't give him mine. It was a fake number. But eventually, I ended up getting bored. At this time in my life, I was getting real lonely, feeling alone, and it's not just at that time in my life. I've been feeling like this all my life, whatever, because my family is not mine. Uh, I'm not adopted, nothing like that. But y'all know how it is when you're born to a family that y'all don't resonate or nothing like that. But anyway, so I'm sitting back days after this or whatever, and I'm building up the time where I'm getting ready to call him because, like I said, I kind of played him, invited him to eat or whatever, and I pretty much just dipped out, or I was upstairs, but he didn't know where I was at. But like I said, I was getting bored or whatever, and I ended up hitting him up. Um, we became cool, or whatever. We down in his apartment, we smoking, he cooking for me or whatever. We was kicking it for about 2 months. After 2 months, out of nowhere, he wanted to give me a massage, and I'm like, shoot, heck yeah, who gonna turn the massage down? But anyway, the massage led to other things. Um, anyway, after I found out that I was pregnant, and let me back up again because the Justin Davenport dude, uh, like I said, on and off for years or whatever, he had just left, you know, before I got pregnant. Them 2 months I got to know dude or whatever, it's like he just left. I had just, well, I stabbed him earlier, months prior, but then when he actually finally left, I put a towel rack from the bathroom in his back, so he got scars from me still, or whatever. But he left, and I was hurt, uh, lonely. Like I said, I won't talk to my family like that, or they don't really get me like that, or whatever. So during the holiday, I wasn't really dealing with my family or whatever. I'm feeling lonely. I hit him up or whatever. Like I said, after we rode back to the building, after I spent them or whatnot, and I got lonely, I hit him up. So we kicking it or whatever and whatnot. Like I said, was smoking it, and he was cooking for me or whatever. And then 2 months later, it led to massage and sex. After I found out I was pregnant or whatever, I was spending more time with him, whatever. But I had also shied away from him again a little bit because it was like I don't really want that connection with him. So I started figuring out that I was pregnant. I hit him up and told him about it. He was happy. I wasn't happy, and I really wasn't happy because when I told him, I hadn't tested myself out yet. He went into the store and got me a pregnancy test, brought it back to me or whatever. I took the test. I was pregnant. I was mad. I called my mom. I told her. She had nothing to say. She was like, "Oh, you grown now, so I can't say anything." And he was right there listening to me or whatever. He never talked to my mom, and the way I am about my family or whatever, or people I deal with, I don't let everybody just I don't just open up to everybody. I don't let everybody meet everybody. I keep my friends separate or whatever. Moving forward in my life, I would like to, be able to have friends and we all can come together or whatever and whatnot. When this light is in my face, hold on. Okay. So after telling him that I'm pregnant or whatever, he started showing me some ways about him that I was like, he was telling me or talking to me in a way, and all of a sudden he talking like this, and of course I'm a girl, I don't do that stuff. I grew up with all boys, and I don't do that stuff. So I had questions about it or whatever. And I wasn't trying to be rude, but I asked him like, have you ever messed with a man before? Or, you know. So he got mad, snapped on me, and it was like my pregnancy was just terrible. Um, he was all like, why would you ask me that? And why would you want to remind somebody of something like that? And blah, blah, blah. It was like, he didn't want to answer the question, but the way he was answering it was pretty much all that I needed to know. And it's like, I don't get this vibe that, he was molested or raped and like that. I got this vibe that he was willingly doing that, He told me that he got sisters and he hung around girls a lot or whatever. And I'm just like, that don't mean you necessarily like that. But the vibe I was getting off of him, it was like, But anyway, my pregnancy was terrible. After that, I never got a massage. After he gave me my massage and got me the first time, I never got no foot rubs. He's talking about he ain't no foot person or whatever. I went to all my appointments by myself except one when he finally came to see our baby's face. He would have a truck, and his truck belonged to his homeboy. And I'm like, I've never really seen a grown man driving around with another grown man's truck, especially when this grown man has a family and kids. And when I learned this stuff, it was like he was having the truck in the parking lot, like spending the night with the truck. The truck would be with him overnights, over days. I'm like, that's weird. Like, something about that. But anyway, while he's had this little vehicle, whatever, it's like I was never offered a ride to my appointments, none of that stuff. I paid him to take me to Walmart at times or whatever so I can buy clothes for my baby before he was born, And it was like he had this attitude with me anyway because when I found out I was pregnant, I knew who it belonged to. I wasn't messing with Justin no more. So, talking to my mom or whatever, she didn't want the baby to be Marvin's. And she was like, well, you got to consider the people you don't mess with within two months, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, so as much as I didn't want to, I hit my ex up or whatever, and told him he was a possibility, though I didn't really believe, it was his, but I had to throw him in the loop. And I explained to him why I put him in the loop because of my mom. So of course I'm getting more crap talked about me or whatever, and you don't know who your baby daddy is, and anyway. So Marvin ended up knowing about it or whatever. He was upset, and he didn't really get into our son until after he was born, until he actually got the DNA results. So let's fast forward. I stopped talking to Marvin. Marvin was very stressful. He always had an attitude. He always yelled. His main thing is coffee and cigarettes. I hate feeling more manly than somebody that I deal with. I'm a strong female or whatever, and I want to embrace more of my feminine side, which I am now, because I'm not dealing with past people or past situations and feeling so tough no more, having to do everything on my own, though I am still right now. But he was smaller than me, a little shorter than me, but I give people chances or whatever. And it was like, especially because I was pregnant with him, I definitely wanted to see where a possibility of a family could go for my son. It didn't work out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't lie to myself. I'm not the type of person that be like, oh, let's stick together and do this for the kids. No, I have to keep my sanity. But anyway, let's jump up to this I got jump part. So I was in a apartment with Marvin on the first floor, and we was arguing. I forget what we was arguing about, but we've argued before. So let me go back a little bit again. Sorry. He's called the cops on me a couple of times. He called the cops on me the first time when I offered to take him to Burger King. We was walking. He was hungry. I was hungry. I'm like, you want to go to Burger King? He like, yeah, he all happy. I'm inviting him to go eat somewhere. So we getting close to Burger King, and he said some stuff to me that pissed me off. So mind you again that I'm pregnant. It was one night that I fell asleep in his bed, and when I woke up, I was by myself, and that's not the issue. It's the fact that I was pregnant. I wasn't feeling good, and you couldn't even wake me up and tell me that you was leaving, and then you was gone all night. At that, we was never in a relationship. It was just we was having sex, and we ended up getting pregnant together. So the next day, when I was inviting him to Burger King or whatever, he's telling me how he left to go to some little nightclub that him and his boy run or whatever. He always saying him and his boys do something when actually he's the boy, the runaround boy, he the one that they use. He the soft one, like whatever. I learned that. But anyway, getting close to Burger King or whatever, he's talking about something. I went out last night and all these girls is on me. I don't want to hear no crap like that. I'm pregnant. So I basically aborted the whole mission. Like, we're not going to Burger King no more. I'm about to come and get my little stuff, whatever little stuff I got in your apartment, I'm out of there or whatever. He makes it back to the apartment before I do. Mind you, I'm moving a little slow. I'm pregnant, but I'm not that big. But he got an attitude, so he just basically took off on me or whatever. So as I'm coming to remove my things from the apartment, he calls the cops on me for no reason. I didn't swing on this dude or nothing. I was able to remove my things before the cops got there, and I explained to the cops, what it was. And they was like, why would he do that? Why would you pregnant or whatever? Why would he talk about a situation where he went out? He left you by yourself already, but why would he talk about a situation where he went out and females was all over him or whatever? Like, that don't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, it don't make sense why y'all even here for real, but whatever, it is what it is. And they left or whatever, and basically everything just kept pushing or whatnot. Of course, me being me and me knowing I'm pregnant by you or whatever, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, trying to have you had your chance or whatever, and I'm trying to understand the situation and calm down or whatever. And I don't do that police calling stuff or whatever. But me being in the situation for the first time, never been pregnant ever before, I still let him in, kinda. I didn't like the situation, but I forgave the situation, so it was one time I wasn't really eating like I was supposed to when I was pregnant, and when I got checked up on, the doctor was like, you don't eat like you're supposed to, da da da. And I'm looking like, yeah, I smoke weed. I've been smoking weed since I was 15 years old. So they like, yeah, so it seemed like you're gonna have to keep on, doing that to get you eating or whatever, like you're supposed to. It's like it's in your system. It's like a whole thing with you or whatever. Like, so if you need to eat or whatever, I guess you gotta smoke or whatever. I'm like, man, because when I first found out I was pregnant, I stopped smoking. I didn't feel right. But when the doctor pretty much gave me the okay, I was like, okay, well, I wasn't happy about doing it or whatever, but I did it, But anyway, it was one day where he came up to my apartment or whatever, and he was telling me how, I'm sorry, hold on, I'm getting cold. Let me turn this AC off. But this day, he came to my apartment or whatever, and I'm like, he getting ready to leave. Mind you, he was getting around because he had his homeboy's vehicle a lot, and he was telling me he was leaving, and I gave him some money, $5. But anyway, I gave him $5 or whatever to to give me a little bag of weed. I wasn't heavy on the loud and stuff like that anyway back then. Well, I smoked it, but I didn't want a lot for real anyway. I was pregnant. I was still thinking about that. I was still trying to find a better way to do it. But I ended up smoking throughout my whole pregnancy anyway. Anyway, I gave him this money and I'm like, go give me a bag of weed so I can smoke. He didn't come back to the building until like 1 o'clock in the morning. When I tell you I was mad, I couldn't, and I feel like I couldn't eat, and I didn't eat actually. I'm mad, wondering why, what's up? Why he not coming up with this money or whatever, or this weed? So I call him, or I can't remember. He called me, and he told me he was back, and he didn't have my weed. I'm mad, man. Never being pregnant, never dealing with those type of emotions when you're pregnant or whatever and whatnot. I'm mad when I tell you I went downstairs and I climbed through his window. I know his window was open, so I climbed through his window, and I'm not big yet. I'm not really showing yet. I'm so mad that I'm ready to beat him. I climbed through his window or whatever, and he all like, and I ran to him, got him, and snatched him up or whatever, and I'm just hitting. He's like, Tasha, stop! He get out, he runs to the security guard or whatever, and they call the police. So I'm in the back, I'm talking to the police. I'm explaining to them what's going on or whatever. Once again, they let me go. They was like, just chill, I'm sorry, this is going on with you, whatever. And you see, you shouldn't be dealing with him. You should have never dealt with him for real, blah, blah, blah. So I'm saying this is what he do. He called the cops a lot. Anyway, we was on and off a lot. Mind you, we was not in a relationship. I'm just trying to, I'm dealing with him because I'm pregnant. So let's fast forward up to, it's a lot of jumping around, to when I got jumped. We're gonna go back to Nashe. Nashe, about a week or whatever before I got jumped, I went to go wash clothes in the laundry room, and she was in there. Mind you, we haven't been talking for months, ever since I cut her off, for not doing anything with herself. I don't see her trying to progress. She don't have no hustle. She don't do nothing. All she do is smoke, wait for her boyfriend to bring weed up to her. She just like a follow me around type of girl. She like a Krishan, but she's not Krishan. Obviously, she has nothing about her. She don't have no hustle, no nothing, no drive, no nothing. She just was following around, trying to make sure love me type of girl. But anyway, I see her in the laundry room or whatever, and we talking. She sound like, she making it seem like everything cool. She said hi to me first or whatever, and I just randomly asked her. I'm looking like, man, what's up with the day I walked past the elevator or whatever, and the girl you be hanging with, she yelled out that I was ugly or whatnot. She was like, huh, acting all confused or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I just ignore it. So the day of me getting jumped, I'm in the apartment with Marvin or whatever, and we arguing. I'm tired. He always kind of talk over me because he older than me, so he feel like he got that voice. He feel like he wiser than me. He always said, I've been here longer than you. I know more than you. Blah blah. And I'm the type of person that I'll shut up and let you think that I'm stupid or whatever. But anyway, I leave out of the apartment because I'm over it. I don't want to argue or whatever. And I can't talk, So it's like whatever. So I go out and I'm walking towards Huron, a street on the side of the building. So it was Erie and it was Huron. So I'm walking towards Huron or whatever. I'm calling my friend, my old friend Whitney or whatever. Everybody in my path I don't talk to no more. Anyway, I'm trying to call her. She, ain't pick up or whatever. When I get to the street, I turn around and I see Nashe and her friend, the one who yelled out that bitch ugly or whatever to me or whatever. So I'm feeling some type of way, but I ain't tripping because I'm not angry at them. I really don't care. So I'm like, I'm keeping it moving. I turn back around to go into the building to go back to my apartment because I want to actually put some real clothes on so I can go for a walk or walk around the building or something like that. When I first came out, I had on a nightgown. And when I walked out calling my friend, I wanted to take that walk. But I'm like, I don't want to walk around in a nightgown. So let me go put a shirt and some shorts on or whatever. So I walk back to the building. Mind you, like I said, when I walked out to the street, and I turned around. Nashe and her friend, Nene and her friend, walked out, was walking behind me. I didn't notice until I turned around. So going back into the building to go change my clothes, I get into the elevator. I get into the elevator, I turn around, I press the button, getting ready for the door to close or whatever. All of a sudden, Nene and her friend is walking behind me again, and they hop on the elevator with me. So I feel some type of way. Mind you, me and Nene used to be friends. Apparently, they both call themselves Nene, but the girl I'm talking about is Nashe Johnson. They both hop on the elevator with me, and they quiet. The energy is just it's just off. So me, I'm already amped up from arguing from Marvin, my baby daddy or whatever. And I'm like, damn, Nate, what's up? You ain't speaking today? You know? She all like, I'm like I said, I'm amped up. And I'm like, shit, your friend right here, what's up? Like, why? I wasn't about to fight her, but it was like, all that talk. I remember all that talk, blah blah. It's like, ain't going on. What's up? They was just quiet. I get off the elevator. I go into my apartment. I change my clothes. I still want to go walk. I come down, back through the elevator. I get outside. The security guard is outside. Her name was Miss Virginia. She was outside with them two, and the other girl, her name is Nene slash Diva. It ain't her real name obviously, but that's what people make these little fake names up for themselves so they can whatever high school on in real life type stuff. Anyway, she all loud like da, da. As soon as I walk out, I'm ready to break off to the right because they off to the left. Now, when I first came out from arguing with my baby daddy, I went off to the left. You know, I don't know if they was going to the store or what, and they forgot some money or what, but it was like they was following me. I just didn't feel right. Anyway, the security guard like, Tasha, come here or whatever. Out of respect for her, I walk over to them, and she like, what's going on, da da da, and she just that bitch ain't no pay. I'm like, what you mad for? Like, what's the problem? All I asked was for real, like, what's up with you calling me out of my name? Like, I don't even know you, So it's like she's so loud. The whole building, like not even the whole building, the building where the side where we was visible at, down there, everybody was in the window looking, right? So when I look up, I see two girls in the window. I just had this feeling about them too. And I turn back and look down at her because she's just making all this loud commotion or whatever and just yelling or whatnot. So I'm faced towards the building. They back is faced towards the building, but I'm faced towards the building. So I end up looking back up or whatever, and then all of a sudden them two girls, like I said, I had a feeling about, they wasn't in the window no more. I had this feeling like they about to come downstairs. As soon as I had that feeling, I turned and looked at the door. Them two was coming out. They came out, and the girl, I've seen her before. So let's go back to Justin Vaishon Davenport. When we was dating or whatever, apparently we was all in the elevator together. The girl that came that jumped me, they know each other, I guess from school, whatever and whatnot. They're not friends like besties, or they don't kick it or nothing like that. But they spoke to each other on the elevator or whatever. And she like this big Medea built, type of female or whatever. And you can just tell she got bad energy. I didn't speak to her or nothing like that. When they was talking, I was smiling because that's how I am or whatever. Like, I'm not rude or, I'm not insecure or nothing like that or whatever. But anyway, I didn't speak to her after that. So before I got jumped, about a week or two before that actually, I was asked to go to the store by one of the older women at the building or whatever. And the girl that jumped me was walking up the street with me. We was talking a little bit. And I told her that I was pregnant, and she asked me who I was pregnant by, and I said Marvin. And it's like I just felt this bad energy. I'm a happy person for the most part. I don't like bad energy, nothing like that. I can sense stuff, I can feel stuff, all of that. So anyway, so go back to the jump part. When I seen them come out the building or whatever, and I guess she knew these girls or whatever. She all like, bitch, don't be worrying about her. She ain't nobody. Fuck that hoe. She ain't nobody. Da da da. I'm looking like, This girl don't even know me, and I know we ain't friends, nothing like that or whatever, but we just walked up the street together. That don't mean anything, but it was like she wanted the opportunity to jump on somebody with a good energy, good spirit, good vibe, or whatever, and she wasn't happy about herself or whatever and whatnot. She didn't know who I was, and that's how I am in Toledo. I was born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I moved up here. I was moved up here a couple of months after I was born, so I've been feeling lonely and alone for a long time. Like I don't went to school by myself. Like even though I got brothers or whatever, I went to school by myself or whatnot. That's a whole other story. But she jumped on me or whatever, and we was arguing for a minute or whatever. I'm just like, man, I already know I'm about to get jumped or whatnot. Uh, I didn't fight the girls that was already outside, the ones who was following me around. It was two random females that don't know me, I don't know them, come out the building because oh girl yelling so much, talking about some bitch. You ain't nobody, da 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 and da da da. I'm nobody, but you yelling out to me. I'm ugly as fuck for what? But anyway, so yeah, like I said, they come out or whatever, and she's saying all of this stuff or whatever, and I'm mad even more now. Like, man, what is going on? And me being me, I'm not scared of nobody. I ain't scared of no groups or whatever. I would love one on ones or whatnot, but I already knew what it was. I already knew what was gonna happen. So anyway, the Medea chick, her name is Adina Beach. She started to attack me or whatever, and when I fight or whatever, and I get hit a certain way, I black out, like my vision blacks out. But when I come back, who, it's a whole nother game. Anyway, she had me on the ground or whatever. It's like she bum rushed me. The way everything happened or whatever, the way I was set up or whatnot, it was like I wasn't able to get a good grounding, a good standing in the beginning. So it was like she grabbed my hair. I don't grab hair. I pretty much will learn how you operate, and then I'll get into whatever you doing, whatever. But I don't initially grab hair. So all I know is my hair gets grabbed or whatever, and I fell to the ground. Mind you, at this point, my vision is black. Everything happening so fast, it was just like black. So I finally came back to myself when I realized that I was on the ground, and I was on the ground like a dog. So she hold my head and she's doing this to my face, and I'm squeezing my eyes real tight. I'm on the ground, like I said, like a dog, and I yell out, and I'm like, "Get all the hits you finna get, because when I get up, I'm about to beat your ass." So she got a couple more hits. She's talking about some bitch. I told her I'm gonna beat your ass, da da da. I couldn't take it no more. So I rushed up, and it was like we did a spin around. She tripped over the curb. We fell down. I'm on top of her. I was ready to give it to her. I was about to give it to her. All of a sudden, her sister, the second girl who was in the window who came down with her, snatched my head back, and she just grabbing my hair, and she just beating on my eyes, beating on my eyes, beating on my eyes, beating on my eyes. As you can see, this eye sticks out more than this eye. Both of my eyes was like this, but now this one is pushed back more than this one. I'm yelling out, "Somebody get this weak ass bitch off me, da da da," and I'm hearing the Nashe girl that I used to be cool with yell out, "She pregnant, she pregnant," and all I'm hearing is, "But she on my sister, but she on my sister." Anyway, the girl finally stopped. I guess that's when the police popped up or whatever. But I'm still, when I was on the ground, I was holding on to her sister or whatever, while the girl was pulling my head back, beating on my face or whatnot. So once she got off, my eyes is still shut. I can feel, they feel heavy. I know I just got beat on my eyes or whatever. And I get up, and I'm still holding on to the Adina. And I push her up against the wall. All of a sudden, all I know is I'm getting mace going around everywhere or whatever. And I'm just mad. I go to the hospital. My face is towed up. I don't want to break down everything. I'm trying to just basically get to the main parts. So mind you, my baby daddy lived in the building with me. He lived on the first floor, and he lived at the apartment right next to the office. And when I say where he lives at, he has a direct visual of the area where we was fighting at. Every time something happened in his apartment outside, we looked, right? Some ran, so I get to the apartment, to the hospital or whatever, and he pops up about an hour and a half, 2 hours later or whatever. And it's hard for me to see, but I'm able to see, And he comes in and his face all hurt, and he gotta act all like he's sad or whatever and whatnot. And I'm happy that finally somebody was able to come to the hospital and get me from there, because I had called my brother who was visiting from Dubai, because he's from the Air Force or whatever, and he pretty much was leaving the Air Force, and now he like some type of contractor or something or whatever. I don't know, but he live over there now. But anyway, I call him. I get no answer. My mom was out of town. So I'm like, pretty much, I don't know how I'm about to get away from this hospital or whatever. He pops up. I was there for a little bit longer. They gave me meds or whatnot. I didn't take them because I was pregnant. I don't like medicine anyway. I'm natural. He takes me back to his apartment or whatever, and I didn't go back to my apartment until like a week later. I didn't want to come out of his apartment because I didn't want to come out. I didn't want to deal with people, none of that stuff or whatever. And he just did some stupid stuff. He invited some girls to the apartment to smoke. And I'm like, dog, my face toe up. I just went through what I went through or whatever. And why would you invite somebody? Oh, this is my place or whatever. And I feel like inviting them over, da da da. It's like all them girls is in my face and they can see my face. And I'm like, man, dog, this disrespectful. But anyway, I ended up leaving this apartment or whatever. And like, I cut him off. I hop on Facebook and I'm, posting my pictures or whatever, me being jumped or whatever. I'm not ashamed or whatever, because for the most part, people know how I work. I don't lose. I don't lose no fight. And what I'm accepting about this whole thing is, when I was younger, I used to say, man, I want to get jumped. I want to get jumped. I want to know what that's like, because I know I can handle myself, da da da. And it was like, it's crazy how you manifest stuff, and how stuff just come about. It took years for it to happen, but I got jumped while I was pregnant, and that's my only issue, is that that's a precious moment of my life, and I was pregnant. And of course, it made me mad that it was by some people I didn't know, but so the cops come or whatever when I was my bad. Let me jump back. The cops came after I got maced or whatever or whatnot. So what had happened was, the cops escorted me to the ambulance or whatever, and they brought me to the hospital. And they was saying, I could hear them, that, oh no, I'm pressing charges. I'm pressing charges. So they pressed charges on the girl. Okay. I basically kept the whole case going, because it was like, yeah, I don't know her, and I'm pregnant, and how I am is I go back for my attacks or whatever. But this is the whole this type of situation where I couldn't really react the way I normally react, because I always get my payback. But anyway, for the most part. But anyway, the case went on for about 6 months. I was there for every court date. Like I said, I kept it going. I could have dropped the charges, but I'm like, no. I was going to get checked out after me being jumped. I healed pretty well, obviously. But like I said, this eye is pushed back and this one sticks out. All the blood vessels was busted around my eyes or whatever. My eyes was bloodshot red. This was 8 years ago when this happened, and up to this point, I get flashes of light that rotates around my eyes that, of course, you can't see. That reminds me, and of course, when I think about my pregnancy, I think about that stuff anyway. So anyway, the court dates wasn't cool. There was a time when she didn't show up, when I just knew, like, oh yeah, I got this or whatever. No, they forgave her ish or whatever, and allowed her to come continue with the court dates or whatnot. One particular day, Nashe, Nene, my old friend, came to the court and testified against me. And they didn't allow me to sit in the courtroom. I don't know why, but they didn't allow me to sit in the courtroom. I couldn't hear what she had to say. Um, it bothers me now because I'm gonna get to that. On top of course, we was friends, and I never did anything wrong to her. All I did was try to push her to do better. Go to school, finish up, get your diploma or whatever. You can get this and get that, blah blah blah. You worried about getting smacked on. You worried about dick and all that stuff or whatever, and you know. But anyway, she and I didn't think about it too that she yelled that I was pregnant, and I'm like, how does she know that? But anyway, it's gonna add up. After I got pregnant, after I got jumped, Justin had came back to pretty much console me a little bit. Of course, we messed around at that moment, and it was nothing but it was a week that he was around. A quick week, and I was happy. I felt good, and he was who I was used to. He was who I wanted to be with. He was who I planned my life with. He's who I talked about babies with or whatever. He's who I hope my son was by or whatever. But I knew what it was for real. But like I said, he came around for that week or whatever, and you know, it made me feel better. I feel like I had somebody, for real, by my side after being jumped. But anyway, he started doing some stupid stuff after that. He disappeared on me or whatever, trying to dog me. I found out that he had somebody pregnant at that time. Her name is Ashley Thompson. And I was fed up of getting done wrong. I was fed up of him cheating. I was fed up of him doing just, slick stuff or whatever. So I hit up everybody, every female on his Facebook, uh, with some pictures. He had got my name tattooed on him before he left the last time when I had put the towel rack on his in his back. So I'm showing everybody like, man, he don't even love y'all for real, da da da. And then I was thought I was pregnant, and it wasn't his or whatnot. It was just like I said, he didn't have to come back around and nothing like that and give me my feelings, nothing like that or whatever. And I was getting tired of stuff like that. So like I said, I hit everybody up on his Facebook or whatever, and um, like I said, trying to just dog me when he been dogging me, been lying to me, been cheating, all of that, whole lot of different females. But anyway, I'm going through my pregnancy for the most part by myself. I end up, reconnecting back with my son's dad or whatever. He knew about Justin or whatever, and basically, like I said, the whole pregnancy was just jacked. Um, so I took these girls to court, um, or I showed up every day because it was the city of Toledo versus them. It was not me. I didn't press the charges, but I kept it going because I'm gonna hit you any way that I possibly can. With me being new to being a mom or whatever, I'm moving a certain way. Uh, I'm a fighter. I don't call the cops or whatever, but like I said, I gotta move different now. So I was able to deliver my child in the midst of me still going to these court dates and whatnot. I had more court dates after. I got jumped in March and I didn't have my son until September. But I was still going to court after I had my son. But anyway, the judge was like, "Oh, I feel like you went outside. I feel like after all these months or whatever, because there was times when I went to court and the judge wasn't even there. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm being played or whatever, or first of all, when I had testified, I had an attitude. Why wouldn't I have an attitude? I got jumped. I'm upset, and I'm seeing these two dumbass, excuse me, uh, right in front of my face or whatever, and I'm upset. So it was like he probably feeling like, oh, she just angry and she want to fight, da da da. No, that wasn't the case. But anyway, the last day or whatever, he found them guilty. But he was saying to me like pretty much I'm not gonna put him in jail or whatever. Oh, my bad. Let me jump back even more. Not even more. When she jumped on me, the day that I got jumped, She left her son, her newborn baby, in the apartment by himself. I didn't know that until afterwards, until the cops was telling me all this stuff up during the court case or whatever. Uh, she left her son by himself, and she's talking about some. I'm gonna go back to that actually. I didn't know this stuff until after this stuff. But anyway, it was one particular court date, and they said that the judge had said to me that y'all don't speak to each other, you know, none of that stuff or whatever. Some type he had like a temporary restraining order or whatever. It was the day that he didn't show up to court. They was talking crap to me in the courtroom, and I'm like, I'm looking around. There's people in there. I'm looking around like nothing. No justice for real. Um. So the last day, he was like, somebody came and testified against you, and they told me your character or whatever, and I'm sitting there confused because, like I said, I remember Nashe came and she testified against me or whatever, but I wasn't able to hear it, so I wasn't really thinking about it. It was like everything was just so fast, kinda ish or whatever, and it was like I don't really go to court for stuff like that or whatever. I done been to court for tickets or whatever for speed and stuff like that, but I don't go to court for stuff like that. So I was kind of like shut up mode, like I'm in shock, like whatever. And I said to him, I'm like, go ahead and do what you gonna do, because you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. You know, I'm ready for this to be over with. So he found them guilty, so it hit their record, but they didn't go to jail. On top of it, I didn't really care for the girl to go to jail because I care and I think about, you know, kids. Anyway, so I'm angry, you know. I'm angry because now I got this stuff going on with me. I'm dealing with the the lights around my eyes or whatever and whatnot. And there was no, I didn't get no type of payment for that. You know, I pretty much have to deal with all of this stuff by myself. You know, for so over the 8 years, um, I'm trying to let it go. Remind you, I'm a new mom or whatever, and I'm dealing with that. You know, I'm upset. You know, uh, because I have my son, I have to sit down. If I didn't have my son, I probably would have, not even probably, I would have found a girl and got my get back. But like I said, being a new mom or whatever, I got to move different or whatever. Trying to let things go. My baby daddy came to one court case. This is a lot, and I'm just jumping around. He came to one court date, so I'm going back and I'm going for it. But he came to one court date or whatever, and this is the day that he met my mom. And I'm telling him like, you know, like chill, like this is your first time meeting my mom. Like when I say he snapped in the courtroom, I don't give a fuck, da da da. And I'm just like, oh, like you ain't. I'm just saying to myself like, man, this is not the type of person I want to be with, or deal with, none of that stuff. Like you a whole 10 plus years older than me, and you acting a fool. Like, what you mean? Respect her? She ain't giving me no respect at all. And she wasn't even saying anything to her, I mean to him or whatever. But it was just like I was trying to build them up to talk ish or whatever. Not talk, but meet. And it was like that's what he did immediately. That was the first impression. And she was like, man, I don't even want to get to know him type stuff, da da da. Anyway, he didn't come to no more of my court dates. Come to find out, he's sitting there having conversations with these girls in the midst of our court dates. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't do that. Like, if I don't deal with a person or somebody do some crap like that to me, and I deal with you and you talk to them or whatever, I see that I'm not supposed to deal with you either. But like I said, the situation was so jacked up because I was pregnant with his baby. So I was trying to understand why he was speaking to them or whatever. You know, apparently he was trying to get some understanding or whatever. I don't buy it. After I got jumped and I was in this apartment for that week before I left, before I was really like feeling uncomfortable or whatever, I was having this feeling like I got set up. And I was asking him like, where was you at? You know, when I got jumped, da da da. He said, man, after we got into our argument, I went upstairs somewhere. I don't believe that. I believe he set me up. But anyway, So me trying to be a good mom, I try to keep my son in his relationship, cool and together. Him being there, and you know, uh, it didn't work out. I tried on and off over the years, over these last 8 years. My son is about to turn 8, September 18th. But I have to maintain my sanity, because if I'm not cool and my son is at home with me, it's like I don't want to be that mom. I don't want to be that mom where I'm snapping on my kids, or, um, you know, it's moms out here who take their kids live because of stress, a lot of stuff, da da da. I'm not like that, and I didn't want none of that to bad energy to come over me, you know. So over the years, I'm gonna jump to different type of stories or whatever. I'm gonna go back to the girl, the girls that jumped me. The sister that jumped in after she seen that I was getting ready to get on her sister, I haven't seen her since. I haven't seen her since. And on my bad too. Also, during the court days, she asked her attorney to come to me and asked me to drop the charges because she wanted to become a nurse's aide. I looked at this fool like, what? No, I ain't dropping shit. Why? How you want to be a nurse's aide taking care of people, but you jumping on people? But anyway, let's go back forward. So I haven't seen that one since oh yeah, the joke was she was working at Popeyes. I said no, she exactly where she needed to be, at Popeyes. That's what she was doing, popping eyes, right? But anyway, I haven't seen her since. But I've been seeing the sister, the one who was actually living in the building with me. I've seen her several times after this. And today is July 24th, Monday. I just seen her this past Friday, and I'm gonna get to that point. So after me being jumped, my son was about 2 years old. I finally see the girl again, and I was living in this house, and she was living in a house on a street next door. I did not know. I've been in my house for about a year. I haven't seen this girl around, none of this stuff. One day, I'm coming from work, because I used to work at Jeep. I was riding my bike. I had a car, but I like to work out. I was riding my bike or whatever, and I go to 7-Eleven to go pull some money off my card. She's in 7-Eleven. I was ready to go off, but I'm the type of person that I think about situations, I think about the surroundings, all of that stuff. I'm in the business with cameras. I'm not finna touch you. I'm mad though. My rage is going up, and I was ready to attack. She was also with her kids or whatever. So coming out of the building, I get on my bike. I see that she walks over to this house next to the store, and I'm like, okay, I see where you at. Uh, you know, and she like, girl, da da da. Anyway, I'm like, well, I'm gonna see you. Um, I was so angry. I hopped on Facebook or whatever, and I found her or whatever, and I scrolled through her page a little bit because I'm not a dummy. I know how females are to talk shit. So I come across this video that she shared on her page of a fight, and somebody was like, "You remember you did a girl like that?" Da da da. She, and I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm getting mad, cause I'm like, still, it wasn't a fair fight. I can give it to you because, but even so, still, it was like my back when we were starting the fight. My back was against the door, so it was like when she came in for that hit, it was like I'm already messed up type stuff. I couldn't step back. I'm basically tripping over the door type stuff or whatever. But anyway, I wasn't trying to fight. I was trying to go to my apartment. The way the whole thing was set up, it was just like, But anyway, I'm so upset now. I know where she at. I hop on Facebook and I see that or whatever, and I'm saying shit. When I'm saying certain shit, I deleted it. So it was something that she didn't catch. Well, she's seen it, but she wasn't able to screenshot it like she wanted to. Which I had said, mind you, going through life situations or whatever. I said something that wasn't too cool, but whatever, it is what it is. I said I was gonna burn her up, burn her house down with her and her kids. Said like I didn't give a fuck. You didn't give a fuck about me being pregnant, so I don't give a fuck about you. So and your kids. But anyway, all of a sudden, I rolled by her house or whatever, and when I say her whole family was there, like they on the porch, like hoping, and just like just let me know even more that you're weak. You gotta get a whole entourage for one female. You come down in the first place to jump on one female that you don't even know what's going on or nothing like that. But out of nowhere, I get a restraining order or a date for a meeting, so I can get so she can get a restraining order on me. And I'm laughing like, man, this bitch weak or whatever. She's scary. How you jump on me and think, I'm not finna do anything or try to do anything or think about you or. So I go to this meeting or whatever. She didn't show up. They like pretty much leave her alone. I know she did what she did. They don't give you the right to keep on, trying to go at her, da da da. And I ain't trying to hear that crap, man. If you ain't been in that situation, I ain't trying to hear that stuff, man. But anyway, come to find out, I've learned, cause she said it, like I said, I done seen her a couple of times, but she got a gun to protect herself, and I'm like, why? You jumped on me, like, why do you feel like you need a gun all of a sudden, like? But anyway, I seen her at Walmart where I was checking out, and I guess she had just got there, and it was like I looked up and she was right there, and she looked at me, and I'm like, dog. But I had my son with me, and then she had, I guess, her daughter with her or whatever, because it was a baby. I was ready to go then, but I didn't go approach her. Mind you, I'm at Walmart. I got cameras around me or whatever. The way I move, I don't want nobody. I don't want no witnesses or whatever. So I didn't get to touch her then. I seen her at Dollar General, or that was right across from the 7-Eleven that I had seen her at first. Cause like I said, we lived the street away from each other or whatever. Once again, business, cameras. I didn't touch her. Recently, since I moved to where I'm at right now, there's a gas station up the street. I've been here for a year and a half. So when the year mark came, I go to that gas station. I've been going to that gas station all the time since I moved over here. I've never seen her, but I've seen this girl. And I'm looking like she look familiar, but I don't know who she is. But she look familiar, And I hate when I know a face, but I don't know where it's from. But it all clicked because one day I went to the gas station. I seen Medea. I'm like, Dana was there, and I'm getting amped up. I'm ready to go. But once again, I'm at a business with cameras. So I come out. I'm getting ready to go into the gas station because I played the lottery, and I couldn't help myself. I said something to her. I'm like, man, basically, I'm a tear her ass up or whatever, and she just running her mouth while she's sitting in the car, and I walked up to her window, like I'm close to her, and she yelling, "Oh, my people on the inside, my best friend in there, my cousin in there," and I'm like, "Oh, it makes sense." This is why I know this girl, because like I said, when I was going through her page and I went through that fight video, I seen this girl talking about some. Oh, you remember you did a girl like that. I don't even remember her being there at the fight, but that ticked me off. Cause I'm like, you got a co-signer on your stupidity. So when I realized that it was her, I'm like, okay. So she like, yeah, my cousin in there, my friend, I mean, my cousins and my best friend working it out, da, da. Like, I'm like, here she go again, talking about other people because she's a scary ass little girl who can't fight by herself, who can't stand by herself or whatever. She worried about everybody else having her back. Um, so mind you, I'm at her car and I'm yelling, not even yelling, just saying some stuff to her, or whatever, and it's like all of a sudden she don't want to get out the car until she see her people coming out the building because I guess she was there. Well, my bad, not I guess she was there to pick up her friend, her best friend, from work. So when her friend finally comes out, that's when she feel all big and tough. She want to get out the car. So she all like, "What's up? What's up?" or whatever. And I'm like, when I got there, it was just like I'm gonna say some stuff to her, but it's not time to fight. Which I already know. Like I said, I'm in the business. It got cameras around. For her to yell out, "Oh, my people in there," that don't scare me. I don't care about them. That don't scare me at all. If I get jumped again, it is what it is. But that don't scare me. I'll approach you. I'll approach a crowd by myself. I don't care. You know. But anyway, I ain't the type of person to start stuff though. The thing with this situation, like I said, is the fact that I was jumped. And she didn't know me. And all she said all these years, all she's been saying every time I see her, and we actually do have a argument or whatever, she'll always just say, "That was 8 years ago. That was 8 years ago." I don't care. It didn't happen to you. These lights in my around my eyes, and it's not a constant thing. They come here and there. They was bad in the beginning, and I have episodes where they'll start getting a little bad. They get bad again, but they come here and there. They're still there, but they're not there. But they're there. I have them every once in a blue moon or some type of something. But anyway, I whooped your ass. Oh, I whooped your ass. You always one of your mamas, why you got your ass whooped? Da, da, da. I'm like, no, I got my ass whooped because you came out minding some business that wasn't even yours. And I don't even consider that getting my ass whooped because it was two of y'all. It wasn't fair. I have no respect for that. But anyway, she want to show out in front of her cousin because her cousin, I guess, came out too for break, or it probably wasn't even her break, but she came out because obviously she see her cousin outside arguing, and then it all came together because I was in there and I was cool, not cool with her, but coming into the store and you seeing a regular, I done had little talks with you, whatever, and it was cool. But coming to find out, it's me now. Oh, that's the girl you jumped on or whatever. So we in front of Speedway, no, my bad, Circle K, arguing or whatever. And she all like, "I whooped your ass, and then my sister whooped your ass. It was one-on-ones. It was one-on-ones." No, it's not. Because if I'm sitting there watching out for two girls, how is that one-on-one? First of all, I'm outside with four, you know. But anyway, and I'm fighting the females that I wasn't even outside with in the first place. But anyway, I ended up pulling my phone out to record a little funny looking behind or whatever, and "I'm the one. I'm the one. Yeah, I'm the one." And I'm like, man, she thinks stuff is just sweet. I've never been in a situation to where I couldn't just get back at you. Like, I hate that. And for 8 years, I've been down, I've been out, I've been hurt, I've been crying, I've been broke. And 2 years ago, I started this spiritual journey. And I'm gonna get to that later, but probably in another video. But I knew at this moment it wasn't time to fight. On top of her friend came out, that's when she wanted to, try to get all loud or whatever. Her cousin came out or whatever. She had her little support system with her. Now I'm sitting out there by myself. I'm not about to get myself in that situation again. On top of, I was just getting ready to go pick my kids up, and that's who I was thinking about. I wasn't really thinking about the fight, though as much as I wanted to tear her up. But I'm like, I'm gonna see you again or whatever. And what she did that day was, when she got out of the car, she swung at me and she hit me in my titty. When I say it was so light and so soft and so gentle, I'm like, man, you weak. She's like, but I swung on you. You supposed to swing back. So before that, when she got out the car, when she was getting out the car, I had shoved the door back on her. So it was like I'm got her pushed up in the door or whatever. Right there, if somebody had me pushed up in the door, I'm attacking. I'm not finna back up and none of that. What's so like I was saying, she's really scary. She really scary. She was hoping I was gonna come attack her, so somebody can come attack me from behind, which would have been her friend or her cousin. But like I said, I think So I'm easing back. I'm easing up or whatever. I'm watching my surroundings or whatever and whatnot. Like I said, she came up to me or whatever, and she popped me in my chest or whatever, and I'm like. So when they realized I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't gonna do anything. She get back in the car, and I'm mad. Like, man, I'm tired of seeing this girl, and I'm not getting my get back. The situations, I'm not getting my get back. Uh, so I punched her car hard. The window twice, and she like everybody. I'm hearing people talking about something. Why you ain't doing it when she got out the car? Da da da. I can't stand people, especially black people. We supposed to be one or whatever, and y'all ready for a fight. Y'all ready for some drama. You know. Anyway, she basically pulled off with her friend on some, I ain't do. Oh, she said to me was, you got fired from G, da da da. You a fan. A whole 8 years go by and you trying to pretty much keep up with me. I got fired for some stuff for some stuff, but they brought me back and then I quit. But the fact that you can tell me something about me after 8 years when I shouldn't even be a thought to you anymore, and you jump me, but of course I'm a thought to you because you probably worried about whether I'm gonna come for you or not. But anyway, this happened earlier this year. So we finally about to come up to now. A couple of weeks ago, her son was playing around my apartment building, and I pulled up. I'm looking like, man, here we go. I feel like it's time. I don't know, and I'm like, that's her son. I get mad. I'm like, that's her son, and I'm not finna do nothing. I'm not finna do anything to no kid. But this boy like 10 years old now. I don't know. He came into. I mean, he didn't come in, but he was. I got into my apartment building or whatever into my apartment, and I'm trying to calm down, but I'm mad. Now I see somebody that's connected to you, like truly connected to you, and he was in front of the building. He wasn't by my window or nothing like that. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing some kids by my window, and I couldn't resist. I'm like, hey. He like, yeah. I said, is Adina your mom? He was like, yeah. Your friends or something? I'm like, no. I'm like, your mama jumped on me when I was pregnant. She don't know who I was. She don't know who I am. I don't know who she is, but she came and jumped on me when I was pregnant or whatever. And she said, and I was like, she left you in the apartment by yourself when you was a baby to come jump on me. So I haven't seen him back over here since then because I know he went to go tell her. So, like I said, that was a couple of weeks ago. I'm sitting there saying to myself, I've been here for a year and a half now. I've never seen her over here. I've never seen him over here. So I'm like, man, God, is this gonna happen? Like, is this finally gonna come around in full circle? Like, I get to get my get back, my real get back. Like, bump the courts, bump them finding you guilty, because yeah, we was old, already grown. We was already in our 20s or whatever when she jumped on me. But I don't care about you can't get a certain apartment or you can't get a certain job or whatever because it's on your record or whatever. I want to get my get back. That's how I am. So he ain't been back over here. So this past Friday, I left to get a breather or whatever. I rode around with my friend. He went home and I sat there for a minute. I stayed in the garage in his car. We get back to my apartment building. When I said there was no cars in the parking lot, when I left, when he came and got me, and when I got back, there was no cars in the parking lot but one. So when I seen her at the Circle K and we had a little argument or whatever, I got her car. I was able to learn it, learn the license plate and all that stuff. So up to this point, since the Circle K day, and up till this past Friday, every time I see her car or that car color, that car color, I'll break my neck to try to see if it's her or not. Cause I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna get her when there's no cameras, there's nobody, she don't have no friends with her, she ain't about no business, no nothing. Like, so I get in the parking lot of my of the building I live in or whatever, and I see the car. No, the windows all down and everything. And I said to before this day, I'm like, I have a feeling she gonna come to this building. She gonna be at this building. Um, oh, let me back up. The Circle K day, when she finally left or whatever, I pulled out too. So the direction she was going was the direction of my kid's school, and I seen that she turned off to these apartments that's next to my apartments. Okay, so I'm like, okay, here we go again, where we in the same area again. You know, I know I didn't do nothing wrong, and I ain't trying to get real spiritual on y'all, but I'm a child of God or whatever. I'm spiritual or whatever, and I feel like, yeah, stuff is gonna come back around. Um, so like I said, I seen that she pulled off into the apartments next to mine. That let me know that she stayed near me, or her friend stayed near me. But I know I was gonna see her again. Anyway, so I seen her son by my building or whatever. I had my little words with him or whatnot, and then he went home and said what I said to her or whatever, and he hasn't been over here. So like I said, this past Friday, um, I get back to my apartments or whatever with no cars in the parking lot, but this one car that was looking like hers or whatever, and I studied the license plate or whatnot. So we riding by, me and my friend or whatever, cause he about to park. I look at the license plate. I'm like, man, hold up. He like, what? I said, pull up behind that car again, and back up. So I see it's her license plate. I'm ready to go. I knew she wasn't gonna be in the building long, cause like I said, all the windows was down. So I see her coming out. I hop out the car. I'm like, you ready to go? She ain't nobody on you. Just stop. Tasha, da da da. I'm like, what? So you ain't got nobody around you now. You ain't got your people around you now. Um, she got in the car. She pulls back. She turns out or whatever, and she stopped because she don't want to seem like a hoe, like I'm hoeing her because I'm walking up. I'm ready to fight. Um, she yelling out, that was 8 years ago, Tasha. Ain't nobody on you. Already did this. Already know that. I'm like, dude, get out the car now. Like, you don't have your people around you. My people in the building. They in there. I don't care about them. That's the point. I'm mentioning them because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing them around you, but I want to see what you're gonna do without them people around or whatever. So she's talking all this stuff while she's sitting in the car, and I'm getting closer. So like I said, she didn't want to seem like I was holding her, so she hopped out. So my homeboy was walking behind me or whatever, and I had my phone in my hand or whatever. So all of a sudden, it's like we kind of like this. He like a little bit behind me, but we near each other or whatever. And he said Tasha, and I'm thinking he was saying Tasha like to calm me down, but I just learned today that he said Tasha because he wanted me to give him his phone, maybe my phone, because he already knew what time I'm on with her. So I hand him my phone and I put my hands behind my back and I'm pretty much just walking, pacing by her, like making my way closer to her or whatever. And she's like, Tasha, it was 8 years ago. Like, come on, da, da, da. Like I know she's scary. She can't work without nobody else being around. You know what I'm saying? Like, truly work without nobody else being around. So I'm like, ain't nobody around, ain't no cameras, man. What's up? I'm not painting no more. I ain't got no hair. I got a little hair now, but it ain't no hair like it was when she had grabbed my hair. So all of a sudden, the conversation goes to, man, Tasha, if I could take it back, I would or whatever. I'm sorry. And it's like I didn't genuinely feel it, but I was happy. I was a relief to hear that, But I was getting ticked off a little bit more during the conversation because She confirmed things that I already knew. You know, why did you come downstairs? She was all like, I was trying to get my friend to walk away. I was trying to get them to leave and walk away. First of all, I was invited over to that conversation. Second, that's fine that you was trying to get them to come down and walk away. But when you came down to get them to walk away, you was like, this bitch ain't nobody and blah blah. Why are you doing all of that? You don't know me. Why are you doing all of that? You know? So, she's like, I'm thinking you fighting over your baby daddy. I'm thinking you fighting about to try to fight Nene over your baby daddy. Something that has nothing to do with you. On top of, that's not what that was about at all. So this past Friday, she was just saying all of this stuff. And like I said, me being a bigger woman or whatever, and I'm trying to be peaceful. I'm trying to let stuff go. I'm trying to walk away from my past and all the bad people and the bad energy and the bad whatever, traumas and all of that stuff. I'm trying to make peace with a lot of stuff, and it was just like a confirmation. She's just pissing me off, talking about some I'm thinking you fighting over so and so and so and so and da da da. Regardless, you left your son upstairs. That's number one. You should not have done that. Now you talking about something you want to come tell your friends to walk away. The security guard was already outside. The security guard invited me over to that conversation. Who the fuck are you? Why? It was fine, like I said, she wanted to get your friend to walk away. On then she was like, my son was up, he was upstairs asleep anyway, and I had my sister, I was telling my sister to stay. And I said, no, you're the mama. You're the mom. Forget your sister, but let's bring your sister back in because your sister came down with you. So who was really, what did you mean? So over this weekend, today is Monday or whatever, and I'm sitting back and I'm thinking I'm cool. I'm looking like I'm getting mad all over again because I'm like, you just still confirming that you was a stupid bitch. Like, you stupid as fuck. Talking about some, we grown now, Tasha. We grown. We both moms. You been a mom. I was 27 when I had my son. I was already grown as far as my age. And my mindset, I wasn't completely grown because I was dealing with some stuff. But I was grown. Like, I wasn't trying to fight nobody, none of that stuff. You had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I was saying too, like, oh, now you grown. Now you grown. Now you care about your kids, So, when I was sitting here this past Friday trying to understand why she jumped on me or whatever, like I said, she just confirmed everything that I knew for the last 8 years. But what she did was piss me off even more because she talking about some, I'm thinking you fighting over Marvin and Nene. So, back to Nene, the old friend of mine. Now she's messing with my son's dad. The person I was there for, the person who I let wear my clothes on her birthday. And that day, her birthday, that she wore my clothes, she fucked her boyfriend, Jay West, in my clothes. Yeah. Dirty ass bitch. She's an instigator and she don't never get touched, but she's very touchable, but she don't get touched. And it's like, I want her to get all the karma. And it's like, this past Friday when no girl was talking about some, I thought she was fighting over it. It's like, I wasn't even thinking about my baby daddy and her. It was like, now it just came back. It all just rushed back, and I'm not angry, but I was cool with the fact that I let this stuff go. I said what I had to say to her, which was, I asked her. Let me go back actually. So about 2.5 years before this, I was allowing my kids to go be with my son's dad. He was hoping that my daughter was his. Come to find out, my daughter wasn't his. Thank God, because I don't want 2 kids by somebody I definitely don't want to be with, and obviously proving that he's a piece of shit. But anyway, I was allowing my son to go be with his dad because I don't like to hold grudges, or I don't want to put my son through no bull because of what I have going on with his dad or whatever. When my kids would come back to me, And I let my kids go with him for a week one time. My kids come back to me. They like nay 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 nay. I'm like, who the fuck is nay nay? I only know one nay nay, or basically two, but both of the ones that I was outside with in the first place with the security guard, because they both cracked up nay nay like I said. But anyway, she like Nene. She said to me, don't talk to strangers. And I'm getting mad. Like, who the fuck is this? Who is this girl? Whoever it is around my kids. So, I get an investigation done because my kids was acting funny. When they would come back to me, sometime they would do some stuff that was weird. That I'm like, it was weird, you know. But I got an investigation done. His name, of course, came back with her name. And it made me even mad because I'm looking like, this is an old friend of mine that I'm not friends with anymore. Why do you have my kids around this girl? Come to find out, though they was lying about it, you know, they been fucking. Marvin, my son's dad, I walked into his apartment one day to find Nene, the twins, and Kashay Johnson's dad in the apartment, finding out that they are best friends. Look at this whole situation. So I get jumped by somebody I don't know. I feel like I was set up. My son's dad is messing with my old friend. But let's take that back because they knew each other before they knew me. She is messing around with my baby daddy, but he's also her dad's best friend. So I'm just getting mad this past Friday because she like, oh, I came outside to stop you from to get my friends to walk away, and I'm thinking you fighting over this, da da da. No, it had nothing to do with them. I didn't even know if they was messing around back then when I wasn't dealing with him no more. I didn't even know, and I don't even care. But my issue with her is the fact that yes, we was friends. But they let me know that, you know, they possibly wanted to fuck before I came in the picture, and they didn't because she wanted to respect her dad at the time. But I gave her more amp to do it. So it's like now, over this past weekend, I was trying to make peace with, you know, girl, trying to get an understanding of why she jumped on me. But it made me even more upset, wanting to whip her even more. The fact that she didn't even know anything or whatever. And it's like you done brought more thoughts back into my head as far as my baby daddy and the old girl that used to be my friend. Because she need her ass whooped for sure. But I'm like, I cried, you know, last night and this morning because it was just like, I'm trying to be done with this cycle. I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to go through this stuff anymore. I want to move forward and be peaceful or whatever and move on to my prosperity and my abundance and all that stuff or whatever. And I was saying, like, I'm not done with old girl. I still want her to feel my hands. I still want her to feel how I feel or whatever. Like, that conversation wasn't enough. Because she was all like, I'm so happy we had this conversation. No, you weren't. And you happy now because you feel like I'm not going to come after you. Now, I was actually like, I'm about to still go after her. But I was watching this video this morning. This tarot video of Virgo the G. And she was saying some stuff that made sense to me. That I feel like it was for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to let it go again because I know I wasn't in the wrong, you know, because all these 8 years I was just like, you know, I know I wasn't in the wrong, and I'm supposed to just let God and the universe, my ancestors, spirits, whatever, take care of her, you know. And like, already for starters, at least me taking her to court was one thing because I got her kicked out of the building that we were staying in. So I don't know what all she been dealing with up to this point. But you know, she had a real nice looking girl. She like I am gonna lie. Like I'll tell a female she look, nice or not. But of course now, you done jumped on me. I'm definitely not gonna tell you look nice, which you don't. But she thinks that that girl because she jumped on me. She feel like she did something. She didn't. Uh, but she keep her hair done and her nails done now, and it's like it's because of her insecurities, you know. When we was outside this past Friday, she talking about something. I wish we would still stay in the Covenant building because the Covenant house because the rent was so cheap, and I'm like, no, you should want better. You know, I don't sit there. First of all, I do my own hair. You know, I haven't been doing it lately, of course, years or whatever because I got kids. I ain't thinking about that. I don't get my nails done. You know, I don't play like I got it. I don't got it. You know, I'm striving for other things. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I ain't trying to look good for nobody. You know, do all that extra stuff for nobody. You know, I'm not trying to play like I got it. I'm focused on my kids. I spend most of my money on my kids, and if I spend anything on me, it's also going to benefit my kids. So yeah, tell me some. I wish we still stayed in the Covenant house because that rent was so cheap. Da da da. I'm like, yeah, just let me know where your head is still at. You still a kid. You ain't trying to go nowhere. You ain't trying to. Now, if you hadn't jumped on me and got to know me, you could have gained a good friend. You could have gained somebody who had a mind. You could have gained somebody who could have helped you. We could have helped each other get out of the situation or whatever. But instead, you know, I'm looking for myself to rise up and y'all just be stuck in y'all whatever y'all got going on or whatever. But yeah, so I got jumped by somebody I don't know. I didn't know, but with her sister. And then an old friend of mine uh that I was very, very good to is now messing with my son's dad or whatever, and I seen her uh I seen her a little bit before I seen Adina at the gas station before this past Friday. I seen her and she basically lied in my face talking about something. I didn't have your kids or whatever. And I'm like, she not even a woman about hers. You know, she's not even a woman about hers. Don't have her high school diploma. Don't have her GED. Don't have no type of hustle. All she worried about is some dick. And I ain't gonna lie, my baby daddy got a big ass dick. He got a good big ass dick, and I don't care because that's not gonna make me stay. And that's what's making her stay. That's all she worried about is that dick. Uh, they still living in the Covenant house or whatever, paying $25 a rent. Uh, what he also did to me was I bought my son a 65 to 70-inch TV, a Vizio, and I said I'm gonna let the TV stay at your apartment because when my son come over, I want him to have some entertainment or whatever. And uh, when I was moving around or whatever, and I was actually staying at my mom's house at this time, this TV was a big TV, and it was like, where was it gonna go, you know? And if my son's going over there with you, why not have the TV over there so he can enjoy his TV? But he ended up playing me one time because I went to work and I was a mail carrier or whatever. I needed an oil change, and I asked him to take my truck to go get an oil change while I took his car. He finally ended up getting a car, and he wasn't driving his friend's car no more. Anyway, I told him don't smoke in my car because I don't want my kids. You know, I don't care if I smoke during my pregnancy. I'm the type of person that just the mom doesn't smoke around my kids. But anyway, I don't even smoke for real like that no more. But anyway, he came to my route because he was like, I need the kids' car seats. I'm like, cool. So I'm coming up to. I'm not done. I'm not done with this part of the route, but I was coming back up to my vehicle. I took my kid's car seat out of my car and I put it in the mail truck. Um, so I'm coming back up to the mail truck or whatever. He called me at the right time or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to be right over there. So meet me at the mail truck. So I open my vehicle to put the car seats in or whatever, and I'm smelling weed. Oh, I ain't smoking in the car, blah, blah, blah. When I say I'm mad, I'm mad. So when I came and got off of work, I went to go get my kids because he went to go pick them up from daycare or whatever. And he took them back to his spot. So when I got off, I'm going to get my kids. I'm going to get the TV. I'm out of there type stuff. Like, No, this ain't that. And this was the night of E Bunny's fight, his first fight, being played in Toledo or whatever. And when I tell you, he talking about some, oh, I invited my boys over to come watch the TV. I'm looking like, how you invite some people over to a TV that you ain't even buy? It's not even for you. You're trying to stunt for your boys. So as I'm trying to leave with the TV. He calls the cops. The cops stops me from taking my TV, talking about some, oh, this is his place and we don't know, this is a possession, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you with the TV, you gotta go to court. When I tell you I was mad, I was mad, you know. So he done had this TV for 8 years. He done had my son's TV for 8 years, and he over there stunting like it's his, like he bought it with old bitch, Nene, and trying to live his little happy life or whatever. It just, like I said, this past Friday when she started bringing that crap up again, talking about some, I thought you was fighting. No, I wasn't fighting for none of that. I wasn't fighting about none of that. I don't give a fuck about no old ass man who ain't doing shit with his life, who want to pay $25 in rent, who want to stunt, who ain't just not doing nothing, and want to blame everybody for his life. I don't care about none of that. But the fact that she brought that up, and the fact that she just let me know that you didn't know what the fuck you was coming off for, you shouldn't have jumped on me type of shit, that shit pissed me off. And when I say I'm looking like I'm thinking I'll let that stuff go, when I'm okay with the I'm just ease back because she said she was sorry, but I didn't feel like it was, wholeheartedly genuine. She was just scared that I'm about to whoop her ass and wasn't nobody around to save her. Regardless, she know that she in the wrong. Yes, but anyway, thanks to a video I watched this morning from Virgo the G. Thank you so much for her message. It was just giving me confirmation that just to let it go. All these 8 years is like I've been wanting to know why. Like why? I wanted to whoop her ass, but it was like why? Why did you jump on me, man? You didn't even know me. Everything has happened so fast and da da da. But my son was upstairs asleep anyway. But when he woke up, where was you at? In jail. You put yourself in that situation. Not knowing who I am. No, I ain't no soft female or whatever. And then she tried to say some slick stuff to me, like when her son was over outside, the apartment, and I said something whatever. And I said, I know he came back to you and said something. She was like, yeah, he told me some little girl. Ain't nothing little about me. I could have slid her right there for trying to make a little slick remark right there. But I didn't. And I'm bigger than that, and I know how to control myself or whatever. But she's talking about some, oh, we grown now. No, you're grown now. You're finally grown. But anyway, I set this video because I wanted to release and help more of my peace of mind. But I also want to possibly help anybody else who has been through a situation where they've been jumped. I already know there's already situations too where old friends, you have previous old friends and now they messing with your baby daddy or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's not cool. All I want to say is to let it go. Let them get their karma. Let God, the universe, handle it. Don't be upset. Let it happen. I say this because I know that their relationship is based off of me for the most part. Like I said, they probably want the fuck before, but since I came in the picture, it's more. It's like a more, yeah, let's do this type of stuff. But the situation that they in, they both ain't doing anything. They both still in the low incomes or whatever. She ain't got no high school diploma, no GED, no hustle. All they do together for the most part is fuck, cook meals for each other, and smoke cigarettes and smoke weed. They're not going nowhere. So, and if she decides to have a baby or whatever, he already got two. He got my son, and then he ended up getting another girl pregnant because he likes to whine and be like, oh, she don't let me see my son, which is not true. I don't do it no more, of course, because that's disrespectful for you to have my kids around somebody I'm not even cool with. I don't trust that. But anyway, he basically been getting sympathy pussy or whatever from dumb females, or the girl that the other baby mama or whatever, I tracked her down so my son could meet his brother. I don't talk to her no more. It's a whole other story. But um, I try. I try. I don't like to, because of what I'm going through. I don't want my son to miss out on his relationships, his connections, nothing like that. But realistically, he even said to me before, "Mom, I feel like my dad would kill me," and my heart was just like, wow, because it was so crazy. Is I felt like the same thing, and I never said this to my son until after he said this to me, you know. But it's like, yeah, let people get their karma or whatever. Um, just let it go. He had something to offer me. He had something to bring to my table. All he brought was my son. That's the only thing I got out the situation. As far as he go. So we didn't have no connection before that. And apparently, like I said, he knew this girl before he knew me. He was best friends with her dad. And it's like she's in a relationship because she feel like she getting some good dick, and he in a relationship because he's stuck. After messing with your best friend's daughter, you kind of stuck in a way, because you don't want to let your best friend down because you fucked up. So it is what it is. Everybody gonna get their karma or whatever, and I know it's coming around, especially because of how I ran into a girl on Friday or whatever. I already knew she was scary and all that stuff or whatnot, but it's just like more confirmation of a lot of stuff or whatever. You might not see the karma and it sucks. You might not see that get back and it sucks. And it's like you want to get them back and it sucks that you're not. But let it go, move forward, be peaceful. Look forward to your abundance, your prosperity, your peace, all of that stuff or whatever. Just let it go. As hard as it is, you're gonna have you gonna cry. You're gonna have your times when your mind go back to it or whatever. But continue to let it go. Continue to let it go, and think about who you're doing it for. Yourself, your kids, if you got kids or whatever. Just continue to do better, because all them people gonna think about you. They're gonna see you. They're gonna wish they were still there for you, your friend. They're gonna wish they never did you wrong or whatever. Just let it go. And it's easier said than done, But like I said, thank you, Virgo the G, for that message that you said, saying God is gonna lift you in front of everybody or whatever. That was not the exact title of it, but you just posted it today, and I appreciate that, because I needed some type of talking. I needed to hear something, and that video was perfect for me, and I'm gonna keep on moving forward with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll be making some more videos about different scenarios in my life or whatnot, to possibly, of course, to for my release, to help myself and possibly help somebody else, who share the same, similar story to what I have or whatever. If y'all need some type of peace or whatever, hop on YouTube and listen to your zodiac sign. Listen to your star zodiac sign. Take all the positivity. Don't take any negative out of it. If it doesn't resonate with you, just click off it and find something else. For the most part, if you see a title, click on that. Even though you click on it, you feel like the title drew you in. It might not always be for you. Just click off of it or whatever. I'm not asking you to listen to every video or whatever, because I don't sit there and I only listen to it when I feel like I need it. I don't sit there and go off of it every word, but it's very peaceful. I listen to the sounds of rain and thunder. I listen to meditation music. My bad. Yeah, meditation, manifestation music, whatever I play it at night. I haven't been doing it a lot lately, but these are some things that can help you get through. Seek God. You ain't gotta be the best Christian or whatever, like the professional Christian or whatever. Just seek God in your own way. Just keep looking for positive, and I promise you, it's gonna come. It's coming. It's coming. But that's all I got for you. Until my next video. God bless you.